Ukraine has deployed dozens of tanks and fighter jets to face down Russian-backed separatists in its far east amid fears Vladimir Putin is preparing his forces for an invasion. Reinforcements have been sent to strengthen Ukraine's security forces on the front line of conflict against insurgents from the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic, DPR, in eastern Donetsk Oblast. With the military support of Russia, militia from the DPR have been fighting against Ukraine's armed forces for control of the region since 2014. Tensions between Kiev and Moscow have come to a head in recent weeks after the Russian Coast Guard seized 3 Ukrainian ships in the Black Sea, damaging already frayed relations. Daniil Bezsanov, a spokesman for the DPR Defense Ministry, said the mobilization of tanks and aircraft suggests Ukraine is preparing for an offensive in the region. Over the past 2 days, the tank and mechanized battalions of the 93rd Mechanized Brigade unloaded at the railway station Konstantinivka, having increased the grouping by more than 60 units of tanks and infantry fighting vehicles, the DPR spokesman said. Meanwhile, Ukraine claims the Russian buildup of troops, tanks and artillery pieces along its border indicates an invasion may be imminent. Last month, Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko said the shipping incident in the Black Sea was an extraordinary event in the context of Moscow's recent aggression. The president has brought martial law into effect and put Ukraine's armed forces on full combat alert in response to the explosive skirmish. He said, because Russian military activity and tank deployments have dramatically increased along Ukraine's borders, the armed forces have been ramping up preparations in case of a large-scale ground invasion. In a stern warning to Putin, Poroshenko said Russia will pay a huge price if it attacks Ukraine, which split from the Soviet Union in 1991 after the Cold War. Ukraine-Russia expert Alexander J. Model, professor of political science at Rutgers University, Newark, believes Putin may order military action to improve his flagging credibility. He said, because Putin's unpredictability, we cannot discount the possibility of a massive Russian invasion of Ukraine. Russia has faced a firestorm of condemnation from the international community over the incident in the Black Sea, with many Western leaders calling for fresh sanctions against Moscow. Kremlin officials have reacted furiously to the incident, accusing Ukraine of staging the very dangerous provocation as a pretext to provoke a conflict. Moscow said the alleged breach of Russian waters was planned and Russia will strongly respond to similar provocations. Kiev accuses Moscow of trying to impose a de facto economic blockade on its ports in the Azov Sea to weaken it as part of a hybrid war against Ukraine. The countries have been at loggerheads since Russia seized Crimea from Ukraine in 2014 and backed an insurgency in the eastern Donbass region that has killed more than 10,000 people despite a notional ceasefire. Tensions have increased in the area this year, with Ukraine accusing Russia of persistently detaining ships sailing to and from its ports on the Azov Sea.
force, and as I